And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another year of the Peachtree Corners Invitational hosted here at Norcross High School. This next matchup features Cardinal Newman taking on Lambert. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by Lewis Preston as the Lambert Longhorns are having their starting lineup announced. They'll have number 1, Jordan McElwain. Number 2, adequately numbered and appropriately numbered, Damon Stoudemire Jr. as that 1-2 punch, quite a potent one for Lambert. But that's not an exhaustive list. You've got Austin Deckard, the sharpshooter, coming up. And then 32, the big fella, several rim runs in store for him this contest, Colin Granger. And rounding out the starting lineup, Coach Bracco's team, it'll be number 33, Mitch Ganote. Two-sport player, also gets his work done in lacrosse. Coach Preston, thanks for joining us as always here on air.
You know what, it's great to be here, and I know before we came on air, Cardinal Newman starting with number 3, Chico Carter Jr., number 12, Brandon Perry, number 21, Shane O'Connor, number 23, Joshua Beadle, and finishing off for them, number 34, Patrick Reedy.
So coming into the contest, Lambert coming in at a 14-4 clip, while Cardinal Newman is 17-3. They're representing the Palmetto State. So it's a Georgia versus everybody kind of day. We'll see how things fare. Great in-state and out-of-state opponents, as it will be Cardinal Newman with the first possession. Up top with it, Chico Carter. Steal, Stoudemire. Layup drill on the other end.
He kind of looked like he didn't know if he wanted to dunk it or lay it up. Glad he got that too, getting Lambert out to the 2-0 lead.
Well, that's a good problem to have. For me, I always knew I was laying it up. Shot off the mark. Granger with the rebound. Outlet pass, intercepted. Carter Jr. gets it out of trouble in the corner. Now Newman will get a possession. Currently trailing by 2 thereafter the scoop and score, courtesy of Damon Stoudemire Jr.
You know, Marcus, it'll be very interesting just knowing Scott Bracco for a long time and following him through the different coaching ranks and everything. His teams have always been known as great defensive teams. Curious to see how Cardinal Newman comes out and handle it early.
Handling the elbow jumper was Joshua Beadle as he splashes. That one ties us up at 2 apiece, gets his hand on that one but can't keep it in bounds. So an early 2-2 ball game. As Stoudemire put the Longhorns ahead, and Beadle followed that up with a nice mid-range jumper. Deckard to throw it in. So he went and he finished what he started. Didn't get the steal initially, but Beadle can't get that one to go. Follow-up attempt, Chico Carter Jr.
Once again, Newman's getting out in very active hands early.
Like what they're showing, they were the team that had to travel, not showing any effects on the legs, but Jordan McElwain gets his first points of the game there via that 3. Shooter's roll, courtesy of number 21, Shane O'Connor.
Evidently, somebody did not tell us that there's a big-time track meet on Saturday here in the basketball gym.
And it is rolling. Whenever your first game can start off like this offensively, I say it bodes well for the rest of the day. Granger gets called for steps there.
Once again, he was at a track meet, but then again, he had a bag with him with that travel.
Right, Granger said, man, I'm looking away. This thing's moving up and down. Let me get off to the races. Chico Carter Jr., nice defense, knocked away. And we got a jump ball forced there by Mitch Ganote. You know, Lewis, we often talk about multi-sport stars, dual-sport players, and a lot of times it's the football and the basketball guy, but Ganote, a lacrosse player, they're at the very successful Lambert Longhorns program, also playing hoops.
Well, I can tell you this right now, him being a lacrosse player, I can't wait to see how many fouls he has at the end of the game, and I believe he's going to make sure that he uses all 5 of them, if he does use them, very well.
Can't take him on the bus with you. I'm sure Ganote is of that opinion. We'll have a timeout on the floor, 7-5. Appreciate you joining us here for the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational. A special shout out to CBA Sports, just one of the sponsors making this Norcross basketball season as well as our broadcast season possible. And a case in point, you got a nice Exhibit A, Lewis, when you look at this beautiful floor here at the House of Blue at Norcross.
Well, you know, one of the things here at Norcross is not only the history of success that both the men's and women's basketball program has had here, but the culture, and it's a championship culture, and that's the reason why teams from all over the country want to come here and play.
Cardinal Newman being one of them right now in a decent position, currently up by 2 here in this early game. Beadle gets it up top. Now we'll whip it over to Chico Carter Jr. Carter Jr. moving without the ball, gets it inside, knocked away. Quick hands by Ganote, pass ahead to Damon Stoudemire Jr. for the lay.
I'm telling you right now, I mean, that's the second time. I mean, he might be putting a little cherry on top of that layup right there the last couple times. But he got me worried a little bit as a coach.
He's been able to get it done. I guess if Bracco is going to give any guy the benefit of the doubt, I'd say Stoudemire Jr. has earned it with the way he serves as a spark plug for the squad.
And you know what? Sometimes bloodline is very important, and namesakes are very important, and he's got both of them.
That he does. Can remember, obviously, Damon Stoudemire Sr., his great career, all the way up to the coaching ranks, and actually had Salim Stoudemire here at the Hawks Naismith Classic at Norcross a few weeks back. One of the funnest lefty shooters to watch coming up.
Exactly. His dad's doing a very good job out of Pacific the last time that I checked, taking over a program that, you know, had been in disarray a little bit. So happy for him.
Cardinal substitution number 22.
Checking into the game for Cardinal Newman, it'll be number 22, Daniel Dunlap, the senior guard, in for his first action. I mentioned Scott Bracco, head coach there for Lambert. On the Cardinal Newman side, head coach Philip Dieter roaming the sidelines. Austin Deckard, his first three-point attempt. I can assure you he is a better shooter than that first three-point attempt might have looked. Just off the mark, still getting loose, 7 up.
They say the air conditioner might be on in here, and that may have affected that shot right there a little bit. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt as well.
And we have a nice day outside. You know, usually you might say, what are we talking about weather for here in the first quarter of a good game? And if you've been in Atlanta over the past few weeks, you can see why we want to celebrate a 60-degree day. It has been a cold few weeks here in the ATL.
One of the interesting things watching both Lambert and Cardinal Newman, both these teams are very good defensively. They're getting back in transition. They've both gotten their hands on a lot of balls early.
McElwain can't get the three-pointer to go. Ball being tipped around, and it'll be Stoudemire that'll corral it for another opportunity. Cross-court pass to Ganote. He'll try a three and get the right on the road.
Lacrosse and basketball, huh? Like it.
Good thing about it, that lacrosse pace really helps prepare you for that basketball up and down.
You know what, I'd be very interested to see, to talk to the Lambert coaching staff after the game and see how many times they talk about deflections, hands-on balls, because they've gotten their hands on about 4 or 5 already here in the first half of the first quarter.
Very active hands in the passing lanes on both sides, as you mentioned, Coach. Chico Carter Jr., leading scorer for Cardinal Newman here up to this point, right around 22 points a game, trying to work it into the big fella. And, you know, a lot of times that entry pass, and talk about that as sort of an underrated element in the game in terms of the angles, the execution, the awareness, not, passing your guy into a bad situation.
I think one of the most important things right there, Marcus, was when he made that pass into the post player was already below that block. He wasn't going to be able to do anything with that. You've got to make sure that pass is up there on that first half so he can go over either shoulder and get the ball at the rim, and then you have an opportunity to offensive rebound if it doesn't go in.
He'll try the three-pointer, will Chico Carter Jr. Big fella doesn't get it on the block. Follow-up attempt off the mark. The note pass intended for Stoudemire, but it was deflected. Getting a hand on it was Patrick Reedy.
You know, one of the things for both these coaches right now, you got to fill each other out a little bit here in the first quarter and everything. You know, watching Coach Bracco, Coach Dieter, both of them not really yelling and screaming, just kind of like, hey, you know what, it's the first game of the day. But I know both of them are going to have a couple coaching points at the end of this first quarter in regards to how they're both handling the ball.
Another offensive rebound for Stoudemire. Good energy there on the basketball. Stoudemire, his third offensive rebound of the game. Add that to those coaching notes that Coach Dieter might touch on.
Exactly. You can't come from out of state and give the home state team that many opportunities at the basket. There's his fourth one.
Not the third time's a charm, the fourth time's a charm. Another offensive rebound as Stoudemire is just working hard in there right now.
And Coach and Marcus, let me make a coaching 101 point. If you want to stay on the basketball floor, I've never seen a coach, as long as I've been involved in basketball for over 25 years, take somebody off the floor for getting offensive rebounds, for playing defense and taking charges, and rebounding.
Lambert couldn't convert. Chico Carter Jr. does on the other end, 9-10. Another pass deflected.
Right there, I thought Stoudemire should have just taken it straight to the basket himself.
Nice job of protecting there on the back tap attempt. Carter Jr. with the floater. So Cardinal Newman, 11, Lambert 10, under the 2-minute mark as another pass is deflected.
Then Cardinal Newman came back and got into that 2-3 zone right there, very active. Got to see what Lambert's going to do to offset that. Wonder if they'll go to a little hollow action. Usually in an even zone, you come out in the odd set, and they're in a 1-2-2.
Just checked in for Lambert, number 3, Braxton Beatty. Beatty out there with McElwain, Deckard, Ganote, as well as number 20, Andrew Hama.
Tell you one thing, McElwain is not bashful shooting that ball.
He is not. This squad can put up points in a hurry.
He's going to the Joel Hillsman shooting academy, it seems like.
Hey, Hillsman ears are burning. He'll be walking up any second now, getting ready for today's coverage. Nice job of running the floor. They reward him. Braxton Beatty, the easy layup. So 11-14 now, Lambert with a 3-point advantage.
And once again, both these teams are taking there and using their defense to create some offense for them early, as some of the shots hadn't gone down the way that they both are planned.
Long rebound, chase down there, and it'll be knocked out of bounds by Cardinal Newman. Checking back into the contest, the big fella, Colin Granger. And one of the things I'm going to keep an eye on is how much time do Colin Granger for Lambert, as well as number 34, Patrick Reedy, get when it comes to the personnel that you might have to play in order to be able to get up and down in this game?
Well, the way that they're both getting up and down, you might have to just go 5 guards each. I mean, this game might absolutely nullify the big man, and that's hard for me to say as a big man myself.
Cardinal Newman gets another stop. Here's Beadle. Beadle goes behind the back. Ball didn't make it to the other side. The note, easy bucket on the other end.
That was a great job right there of coming in and trapping the ball, and once again, Cardinal Newman didn't get rid of it, and he ended up paying the price.
Currently trailing by 5 points as we approach what could be the final possession in the first quarter. 3 from the corner, no good. McElwain skying for the rebound. Meets some resistance, still has the ball. And finally a foul gets called. There is going to go against Daniel Dunlap.
See, I thought right there McElwain maybe should have picked it up and thrown it ahead to Deckard. But once again, by handling the ball and then having that pressure on him, wasn't able to get it, was lucky to get that team foul.
5 seconds. McElwain will probably have to shoot. Nice defense there on the contest by Terrell Fleming. So that'll do it for the first quarter here at the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational. We'll be back after the break. It's 11-16. Ganote and the Lambert Longhorns up over Cardinal Newman.
Face it, everywhere you look, there's a lot standing between you and your next car purchase. So take control.
And choose the award-winning dealerships of Jim Ellis.
Where it's your way, all the way.
Stop in for VIP experience.
Or shop from home.
Search thousands of vehicles.
Discover your trade-in value.
Even decide your final sale price.
Without ever visiting the dealership.
Shop your way.
At JimEllis.com or visit any Jim Ellis dealership.
Jim Ellis Automotive.
Where you can always expect the best.
Second quarter underway here at the 2018 edition of the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Marcus Burnett joined by Lewis Preston here on site as Cardinal Newman currently trailing by 5 against Lambert.
I'll tell you, just watching right now and looking at how far Lambert is pushing out Cardinal Newman to run their offense, and their motion right now is 5 around 0. Even Reedy's out. 5 around 0 motion right there. Once again, you got to stay true to your principles. Ball you man. You got to be able to see what's going on, and you got to be able to be ready for multiple actions that might happen.
As Newman will inbound it. On the floor for Lambert, Deckard, Braxton Beatty, Colin Granger, Amos Stoudemire Jr., and Mitch Ganote. For Cardinal Newman. With the ball, you've got Beetle. Now he'll get it over to Chico Carter Jr. They're joined on the floor by Shane O'Connor, Patrick Reedy. As they get the bounce on that one, and last but not least, Brandon Perry, who was in a position to rebound. No rebound needed.
Once again, we got back-to-back nights on SUV TV, just looking at soft rims. Last night at Upson Lee, and then over here at the House of Blue.
Who can make the adjustment? Mary Person's not able to make the adjustment that they wanted to there in that first half, and by the time they tried to change it, it was too late.
They should have started the bus up at halftime.
Too much. Ty Fagan and Upson Lee Knight very impressed. I know a lot of people have heard about that win streak. Went from 51 to 52 games last night, and they are as good as advertised, even with the Mary Persons team that didn't really put up the best fight.
Right. You know, it's very interesting. Just you go back and look at Coach Bracco's overall coaching record. Everywhere he's been successful. Having an opportunity to talk to him, he talked about here at Lambert, he's had a chance from the ground up to build a true feeder system into Lambert High School, and you can see that with the success that he's had over the course of the last couple of years.
Talk about the wealth of talent, basketball talent, coaching and player-wise in Atlanta, and he's a reflection. A nice move there by Beetle. Beetle brings him to within 1. Austin Deckard trying to push it to a 4-point lead. No good. Beatty with the offensive board had it knocked away. 2 for $1 sale on threes. Deckard still can't cash in, and the rebound brought down by Shane O'Connor.
I tell you, they had 2 really nice looks right there. Can't give those up all game.
Speaking of nice look, not a bad one there. Reedy going to get caught with the hand in the cookie jar. You see Granger go forward. Reedy had those 2 arms extended. Easy call for the official.
Evidently, Marcus, you haven't subscribed to the Joel and Lewis angryattheofficials.com.
No, not
website.
Yet. Not yet. You guys have the annual pass. I just kind of got the monthly pass that I kind of go, I go month to month.
Well, you know, I'm the founder and Joel's the president. And we will be giving a free refereeing clinic at the GHSA whenever they decide they want to get back in contact with us.
Yeah, like you said, we were in the home of the GHSA just yesterday, man. We should have dropped off a little DVD.
They weren't ready.
16-17. Lambert up 1. Chico Carter Jr. trying to change it. No good. Beatty, like how he's coming, rebounded from the guard position off the bench. Looking for Deckard. Finds Deckard. Deckard going baseline. No, sir. Denied. That one snatched away by Shane O'Connor. Can Cardinal Newman convert? Nice job of avoiding the big fella, Chico Carter Jr. And what I like, Granger didn't just commit a silly foul there. He defended it, made the guy make a good move to get around him and finish versus wasting a foul there.
And I think one of the other things, as you see Cardinal Newman get back in defense, their hands are very active right there. Got a deflection off of Lambert. And Cardinal Newman's kind of taking over the momentum right here as we get close to halfway through the second quarter.
You see Chico Carter Jr. there on that last finish. He'll have it again. SWAT team. That one denied inside by Granger. Couldn't keep his foot in bounds. I'm sure Coach Bracco will take the defense.
He definitely will. Defense wins championships. At least that's what I've been told.
Exactly. As Ms. Kroon, you talk about the history. here at Norcross, it's hard to run into a parent you haven't seen over the years that doesn't have a player playing at some next level. You see Miss Kroom, her son Jason Kroom. Can't remember exactly which NFL team he plays for, but he went from Norcross to Tennessee now in the NFL. No, sir. That one denied by Beetle, but they call a foul.
Well, she had on that Buffalo Bills hat with some rhinestones in it, so I think that looked like that was custom made.
And that's a good one, and you're being a good teammate also, because you could have really given me a nice little rib for that. I'm going to go on the limb and say the rhinestone Buffalo Bills cap probably says he plays for Buffalo, Marcus. Appreciate that, Coach. You took that one for the team, man.
I hope I get a piece of that playoff share he got for making the playoffs for the first time in, 17 years? So congratulations to the Bills and Mrs. Kroom.
So Granger at the free throw line. Currently a 3-point lead for Cardinal Newman. They trailed coming into the second quarter. Currently have a 3-point lead, and we're going to have the rear foot fault. Lane violation going to go against Granger. 3-point game under the 5-minute mark. Beetle with the ball. It's over to Carter Jr. Guarded by the crafty Ganote. Takes it right at Ganote. Good defense. Rebound by Granger. Now Mitch pushing it the other way. Blocking foul. That one's going to go against Shane O'Connor.
Fouls on number 21, Shane O'Connor.
At first, I didn't think they were going to call anything. Well, I was like, wow.
Yeah, something had to be called there as O'Connor forced the official to make a call. Didn't quite get the feet set or beat the ball handler to the spot.
I was getting ready to yell out man down or men down.
All right. Instead, the call goes against Cardinal Newman, so now Stoudemire Jr. out top.
Curious to see how they're going to do. I thought they were going to come set that flat ball screen in the middle and see if they could put Reedy in a little bit of defensive duress.
Ball poked away. Granger picks it back up. They'll keep possession. Stoudemire has it. Now over to Ganote. Just sort of probing the defense, what Lambert doing right now. Went airborne, had it turned over, but Ganote somehow finds a way to have it end up back in his hands. It'll stay with Lambert.
Okay, it's very interesting right now to see how active both teams are. I think that's a great timeout with 3:26 to go in the second quarter by Coach Bracco. Kind of a little bit discombobulated there offensively overall.
And defensively, what did you feel like Cardinal Newman did differently to kind of switch things up and make them ponder a little bit?
Well, you know what's kind of interesting? I was just kind of paying attention to this. When number 11, Decker's on the floor, they're in man-to-man. When Decker comes out of the game, they've gone back to that 2-3 zone. So, once again, they're switching and changing defenses, and I think it's given Lambert a little bit of trouble. So, curious to see how he'll make this adjustment. If not here in the last 3:26, I know for a fact Coach Bracco will go into the locker room and make some adjustments at the half.
Good timeout by Coach Bracco. We'll see how both teams will respond out of it. He triggered in there by Ganote. Ganote gets it to a cutting McElwain. McElwain met with resistance on the inside. Reedy clears it out of there. Pass ahead to Beetle. Beetle, he's been a pretty good finisher. Reedy can't get the follow. McElwain ahead to Stoudemire Jr. Will he end this sequence? Yes, he will. The layup.
4-point swing right there. Missed dunk, easy layup.
Refs letting him play. Patrick Reedy saying no problem. As it looks like they're going to rule that one on the floor.
What?
His first team second.
I'm like you, Coach Dieter. I got my hands up, too.
Yeah, that one should have been an and one. Never put it back down. Caught it in stride, laid it up. So Coach Dieter going to pick his battles. He let it roll, but Reedy's saying, hey, I know you guys talked about the big man maybe being obsolete in this matchup. I'm going to do whatever I can to stay out here on the floor.
Once again, there will be an officiating camp by Joel Hillsman and Lewis Preston in the offseason. GHSA, we're waiting for a contact and confirmation.
Under 3 minutes left to play. We'll stay tuned to that inbox. Oh, Ganote. Man, just it's fun watching some of the elements that aren't always highlight play level, but are the key things that help you win a game. Look at Mitch Gannot and the way he's opened up this game defensively.
Mitch Gannot is the reason why I think you need to have multiple sport athletes playing as opposed to specializing in one, which is kind of the way high school sports has gone these days.
Got to see exactly what position Gannot plays on the lacrosse team, but he's had to match up with guys like Johnny DiVirgilio in practice here over the past couple years. That definitely helps you stay in front of a talented ball player on the basketball court.
That is impressive. You could say his name and keep it on the lacrosse. I mean,
and if you were to ever see that guy play, you'd understand why the name DiVirgilio is an easy one to remember. The way that guy does things.
Marcus Burnett showing us his multi-talents. Not only behind the camera here on the broadcast, but in multiple sports.
A true sports utility vehicle, bro. Pun intended. Lambert, 20-21, currently trailing by 1. Cardinal Newman playing pretty good for an out-of-state transplant. Getting it done, Andrew Hama.
Once again, versus the zone, you get the ball up top. You take and get that ball right there at the elbow. You slide that post guy in and underneath. Nice little pass, layup, and one opportunity.
Andrew Hama just does a good job when he checks in, brings helmet and lunch pail, rebounds, plays defense, and when you give him the opportunity to, finishes as he did there at the free throw line with a chance to get the hoop, the harm, and somebody closed that door.
The AC vent must be blowing right under that basket or something.
Andrew, keep playing hard, big dog. I respect it, man. Comes up, takes a charge. No, call for the blocking foul. Now I'd love to see the replay on that one, if possible. Because it's like, again, he misses that free throw and comes up and goes on the other end, and you think he makes a play to kind of nullify it. 2 feet in place. It's a bang-bang play. I know we get the luxury of slowing it down, but I think he got in position to take the charge there. Nonetheless, it's 23-22. Barthel gets it to Stoudemire. McElwain trying to get another triple. Off the mark, Reedy with the rebound.
McElwain's had some great looks. They haven't fallen down for him. Oh.
Gannot with the back towel.
Once again, from a coaching perspective right there, Gannot didn't quit on the play. He went and got the back tip. Once again, that is another play and the reason why he's on the floor as long as he's on the floor.
Crucial presence defensively. Chico Carter Jr. up to Patrick Reedy. Now it's in the hands of Terrell Fleming. Takes the Reedy screen out, kick it out to Carter Jr. Carter Jr. Quick work to get a shot off against Gannot. No good. Reedy fighting for the offensive board. Bull in a China shop there on that particular play.
Big fella's making me proud up here right now, I'll tell you that. Playing hard, offensive rebound, kept it high, got to finish.
Hama is a tough presence inside, but you see if Cardinal Newman in the last part of this second quarter tries to go into Reedy a little bit more, given the fact that Colin Granger is on the bench right now. Chico Carter Jr. with the ball, guarded by Decker. Puts him in the cycle and one.
Wow. The way he stayed low with that crossover, came back to it, got Decker off balance right there for the and one. Beautiful play.
Caught Decker in a no man's land of sorts to where he was coming out to try to close, but by that point it was just too late, and then initiated the contact, finished Chico Carter Jr. Leading scorer on this squad coming into the contest for a reason. He can't get the free throw, but they get the offensive board.
Oh.
That pass somehow made it. Now he'll set up in the corner. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark. 22-27, 5-point lead for Cardinal Newman. Here's Gannot. Get pass over to Decker, now to Stoudemire. Stoudemire aggressive on the catch. Blocking foul going to go against Shane O'Connor, who's determined to get a charge to go his way at some point during this contest.
Right, even right there, you were thinking, this goes to show you Decker's basketball IQ. He's been struggling a little bit, had a chance for a wide open three right there, but gave it up to Stoudemire. Team foul, getting to the free throw line. That's great basketball right there.
Stoudemire, an unselfish player, and a lot of times each kid is different. You got to really see him play and get a feel for the kid before you make assessments. But a very unselfish guy to come from that particular pedigree, have the ability that he has. One of those players that you like playing with.
with 40 seconds left, I'm curious to see if Coach Dieter's going to wait, take the last shot, or if he's going to take the best opportunity here to see if he can get another score before the end of the first half.
I'm a fan of the whole best opportunity thing because I just see too many squandered late quarter opportunities where you hold for the last shot and it ends up being a turnover or a terrible shot. I think Chico Carter Jr. has something to say about that. Elbow jumper, money.
Once again, taking advantage of the opportunity.
Stoudemire driving right, defended nicely. Can't get the shot to go. Carter Jr. with the rebound. Ball bouncing around. And that will do it for the first half. It is a 7-point lead for Cardinal Newman. One of the thoughts coming into this event, Georgia versus everybody. When you look at the Peach State versus out-of-state matchups, Chico Carter Jr. trying to rain on the Georgia parade as he gets that mid-range to go and sends us into halftime with a 7-point lead for Cardinal Newman. Marcus Burnett and Lewis Preston will be back after the half.
Face it, everywhere you look, there's a lot standing between you and your next car purchase. So take control.
And choose the award-winning dealerships of Jim Ellis.
Where it's your way, all the way.
Stop in for VIP experience.
Or shop from home.
Search thousands of vehicles.
Discover your trade-in value.
Even decide your final sale price.
Without ever visiting the dealership.
Shop your way.
At JimEllis.com or visit any Jim Ellis dealership.
Jim Ellis Automotive.
Where you can always expect the best.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My adults will be the best in 4 years.
Welcome back here to the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational. Game 1 underway. We're about ready to get the third quarter started. Marcus Burnett joined by Coach Lewis Preston. Coach, for anybody that might not have been watching the first half, what's the best nutshell summary you can give as far as what's gotten us up to this point and key things to watch?
I guess, first of all, for Cardinal Newman, very impressed with Chico Carter Jr. He's got 15 for them here in the first half. Cardinal Newman just came out and just really attacked the rim off the dribble, making the simple pass, making the easy play. Patrick Reedy doing the dirty work down low. For Lambert, it's going to be very interesting to see how they come out here in the second half, led by Stoudemire with his 6 points, and he just gets that offensive rebound and stick back.
It seems like he's got the same amount of offensive rebounds as he does points. No, for a fact, that's his 5th offensive rebound, and he gets the putback, makes it 29-24, but the aforementioned Joshua Beadle gets his first trip to the charity stripe here in the second half.
And once again, I think it's going to be very important for Lambert to cut down Cardinal Newman's ability to beat them off the dribble and get into the paint, because once again, coaching one-on-one, once that ball's in the paint, I don't care who you are, it's full help and recover. And a lot of coaches, from Coach K to Bill Self to Jim Boeheim, usually do not have a defense to stop that.
The lefty free throw splashes through for Beadle, makes it 24-30 in the process. Ganote had that one deflected by Beadle, picked up by Stoudemire. He makes the hockey assist to McElwain to Granger for the deuce.
Very beautiful passing right there.
This Granger might have looked like he blocked that one in. Potato, either way, it's a 2 for Brandon Peary.
Peary did a great job of attacking right there off the dribble baseline. Went up strong, kept his eyes on the rim. Very impressive.
Stoudemire out top. Ganote can't get the 3 to go. Peary with the rebound. Gets it to Chico Carter Jr. Pretty good place for the ball to be. He finds Peary. In and out on the three-pointer. Ganote to Stoudemire. 2-on-1 break coming now. Stoudemire keeps it. Offensive foul. I told you Shane O'Connor was going to get him one of those, and it comes here in the third quarter.
I would disagree with that, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Good, we're making progress, man. See, I get you to find that happy medium. If Hillsman were here, man, you guys would have let him happen for that call.
Absolutely. We would have given him the business right there, Marcus.
That's exactly what Lambert's doing this possession. Is Beadle. He has fallen, and Lambert wouldn't let him get up, so they get the timeout. As we want to support some of the Peachtree Corners Invitational sponsors and their support of Norcross basketball. Jim Ellis, Automotive Group, expect the best. Kroger. Little Caesars, they're at 5475 Buford Highway. Paisanos. The city of Peachtree Corners. Target. And last but certainly not least, the Piedmont Bank.
I'll tell you one thing, before coming here and getting into the booth, had a chance, Jim Ellis dropped a couple cars off. I'm not sure they want me to take a test drive. I'll tell you that. I'm not sure they might get it back.
They have the test drive last for 365 days. That's a good enough time to get a feel for it, huh?
Yeah, I tell you. And then some.
A turnover there by Cardinal Newman, who's done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball, as both teams have for the most part. Let's see if Lambert can make them pay. Granger in amongst the trees. Reedy knocks that one the other way. Went behind the back, but lost it there. Chico Carter Jr. He's got his buddy Reedy there, but McElwain says, I'll take it from here. McElwain, number 1. Stoudemire, number 2. Those guys just get to a point to where they just jump. I'll figure out whether I want to dunk or lay it up somewhere on the way
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm sitting up here. My heart skips a beat every single time they go up for layups.
Carter Jr. can't get the three-pointer to go. That pass a little low for Granger. SWAT team, that one denied by Ganote. Poked away, and Patrick Reedy going to go to the free throw line.
It's very interesting right now. You know, this tempo right here is exactly how the game started in the first half, and then all of a sudden, you know, you had a little bit of sloppiness here and there. once again, it's just like just keep making the simple play. I think it's very hard to throw it to the big man right there in the middle of the floor in transition.
And again, sometimes it comes down to know your personnel. You play with a guy, you know a guy that can catch that pass if it's going to be in a certain position there in traffic. You know a guy might be better to maybe fake it, get it to him when he's a little closer to the rim. So knowing your personnel, key there is Granger falls to his feet. I tell you what, it just seems like Patrick Reedy can't get a trip to the free throw line, man. That last foul, they ruled it on the floor even though he went up and tried to score it. But Coach Dieters let it go, so will we.
Yeah.
Daniel Dunlap lays it up and in, makes it 34-28.
One of the things going and looking at both these teams, they're both playing extremely hard underneath in the paint. And, you know, for me, being a former post guy, I think that's where the real men play down in the paint. Although Joel Hillsman and maybe even you, Marcus, might have a difference of opinion.
Oh, I appreciate the big man. You know, I think all aspects can complement each other well. I think it just depends on the team and your personal perspective.
Joel told me he respects the big man so he can get more three-point shots.
Hey, sometimes it is that type of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing.
He ain't scratching backs. He taking shots.
Say he's just taking shots.
He's just taking
all
shots.
Right. See how many times the big man throws that ball out to the three-point line if you can't reward him for a couple of those rim runs every now and then.
That's what I'm saying.
6-point lead. Mid-range jumper, Ganote. Can't get it to go. Reedy's done a great job of rebounding and using that presence inside.
It's very interesting. Cardinal Newman has definitely been changing defenses. Started out man, went to that 2-3 zone right there. Even with Deckard in the game, they're just very confident right now on both ends of the floor.
Reedy tried to tip that one in, no good. McElwain ahead to Stoudemire Jr. He'll stop. Little bit of a, not really a pull-up, as he just went ahead, stopped, and kind of elevated and floated it up and in. Gets fouled and he'll head to the line.
You know, for as much as now we look up at, and we've talked a lot about Cardinal Newman, you look up right now, it's only a 6-point game with 4:10 to go here in the third quarter, so it's still anybody's game.
Anybody's. Neither team has really let the other get on a decisive run. It's been Cardinal Newman that's led for the majority of this third quarter, but both teams just making sure that they stay in striking distance. Second free throw good for Stoudemire Jr. Chico Carter Jr. now up top being guarded by Ganote. You mentioned Chico Carter Jr. 15 first half points. Could have easily been 20 plus with his ability. Ganote with some credit slowing him down. Not as much as obviously you would like to. 15 first half points is not a lockdown job, but I'm not sure Chico Carter Jr. is going to be locked down.
It's kind of similar to how we saw with Ty Fagan last night. He had, 15 at the half as well. I mean, just doing it in a variety of different ways, attacking off the dribble. And Chico Carter Jr. has done the same thing. Attack off the dribble, pull-ups, kept the game simple.
And now they have a 5-point lead. O'Connor using the ball screen. Now he'll go to the cup, denied inside, and we're going to have a foul. We'll see if it goes against Colin Granger. And that will be his. That'll be Granger's third foul.
Yeah.
For the Cardinals, 21, Shane O'Connor.
Very interesting right there, because I thought they had the block of the ball first, but there was the contact with the body. They're going to 9 times out of 10 make that call. It's one where you would have liked to see Granger just put his hand straight up and just try to back off of it.
And we mentioned the guard play and up and down. The post, the bigs have still been able to play in this game. Reedy getting a lot of minutes for Cardinal Newman, but with Granger picking up that third foul, that'll be something to keep an eye on here in the second half, because even though Andrew Hama brings a lot of energy and he's a strong player, Reedy has been able to have the advantage there in that matchup. So they're going to need Granger if Reedy plays as much as he does.
And once again, Decker with another wide open. All right. At some point, it was going to go down. You know, as we like to say as coaches keep telling them to shoot.
And Decker, that's just a little sample of what he can do from the three-point line as he splashes, and then that net's still sitting up on the rim on the other end.
That ball, I thought that ball should be Lambert's ball right there. But that was knocked out by Cardinal Newman.
The official's going to touch base, and they get it right.
All right. I'm 1 for 1 in the officiating booth today. Somebody better call Mike Pereira.
Boy, the officials can't win. They make a bad play. We let them have it. Say, hey, check us for the clinic. They actually get it right. And Lewis says, hey, man, I'm telling you, I might be the next official. Hey, but that's how it is, man. It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
And it's the type of job they liken it to offensive linemen in the NFL.
I'm the best armchair commentator in the country.
But it's just like the NFL lineman, man. If everything's going fine and not a bunch of attention is being given to you, then you're doing your job.
It's a good game.
For a referee, kind of the same way. Overall, pretty good job by this crew. It's a 4-point game. Cardinal Newman with the advantage. Michigan note on the baseline.
I'm gonna see right here if Lambert can get Deckard back here. See if they can get him another 3-point shot. See if he can start to feel it here a little bit and have to make Cardinal Newman make some defensive adjustments.
Tell you what, the fact that he had that last one wide open wasn't a good sign. I mean,
oh, that's a tough shot. Great finish, tough shot.
Jordan McElwain, proficient at knocking those types of tough shots down. A lot of people say that the mid-range is a lost art. That's an aspect of McElwain's game we've been able to see throughout the season on SUV TV and beyond. Gets that one through contact, splash. Tipped one, so that's not an offensive rebound for Stoudemire, but he leads to one, and McElwain pours salt on the wound.
Well, if I'm keeping stats for OKC for Westbrook, I give him the rebound.
You do. You do. 1-point game. Lambert is taking the lead. Hustle play made there by Stoudemire. Backcourt running mate, McElwain making them pay.
That was a 5-point play right there when you think about it.
Yep. Reedy, soft hands on the inside. Says, what does a guy got to do to get an and one around here? He'll get back on D. Deckard trying to get another 3-pointer, and he'll get 3 free throws.
Tell you, that's a great job right there by McElwain, because if you looked at the Cardinal Newman player, he was in the lane. He was in the passing lane to deflect it. He took that one dribble to the middle, made him have to commit, and then he kicked it ahead, ends up getting 3 free throws right there. High basketball IQ play right there by McElwain, leading to Deckard with 3 free throws.
So for Deckard, not a ton of scoring activity in the first half. He knocked down his first 3-pointer a few minutes ago. Now you send him to the line and have him watch 3 fall through. See if he's able to connect those dots and maybe get going.
Once again, it's been a great game here. I guess the biggest lead was about 8 points, but, you know, everything's always been kept in range and within distance of where the other team can come back.
Back into the contest for Lambert, Terrell Fleming. I'm sorry, for Cardinal Newman, Terrell Fleming. Deckard good on the free throw. Braxton Beatty will check back in. Beatty, Stoudemire has been attacking, been eating glass all game. Beatty has as well when he's been in the game. Two-point lead for Lambert. Cardinal Newman, number 4, Bryson Earl now in the game.
No, I like that little misdirection action right there. They were trying to take and get Chico Carter Jr. down on the block.
Able to steal the entry pass there was McElwain. Good note, extra pass to Beatty. Beatty for 3. Can't get it to go. Another one tipped. Stoudemire nearly tipped that one to Hammer. Ball poked away, still loose. Sticking with it, persistence paying off there for Dunlap. So Dunlap ties us up. We're in the 40-40 club here at the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Ball poked away.
I like that right there, that 40-40 club.
Just a little something, Coach Lou. You know, just a little something, man.
Just a little something. Jay-Z might hit us with trademark rights or something. He might hit us with a trademark, but it's all good.
We'll add that to the YouTube description box.
Exactly. Jay-Z know ball is life.
So does Stoudemire. Floats that one up. That one too strong. A little bit of a broadcaster's jinx there. Now here's Carter Jr. up ahead for the deuce. Cardinal Newman goes back up by 2 as we approach the last couple possessions here in the third. Power dribble, going up strong. Hammer had it changed by Reedy. Stoudemire chases another one down. Here's McElwain. 3 ball, good.
Got to get back in defense.
You must. As Mitch Ganote knocks another one away. Love how he's not shying away from that matchup with Chico Carter Jr.
Exactly. I like the fact that this game is a great way to start the day here at the Peachtree Corners Invitational.
We always have a good game to start the day. Last year was Winston-Salem Prep versus Miller Grove as Davian Williamson and Chaz Goodwin connected to win by a 3 at the buzzer. This one might have a buzzer-beating finish as well with the way that these two have fought. Scored that triple for Terrell Fleming. So 1 quarter remaining here in this one. It is 45-43, courtesy of the young man Terrell Fleming. The junior guard knocks down the 3 ball just before the 3rd quarter buzzer expires. You're watching the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational on SUV TV.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My adults will be the best in 4 years.
Welcome back to Norcross High School, the House of Blue, currently housing this Cardinal Newman versus Lambert matchup. It is a 2-point advantage for the guest team, Cardinal Newman, 45-43. Appreciate you joining us. Marcus Burnett joined by Coach Lewis Preston.
It was a great job right there by Lambert to start the 4th quarter right there defensively, causing that turnover. Let's see how they can. Great job. Penetration kick from Gano to McElwain for the 3. Now they got the lead, 46-45.
McElwain splashing. I mean, he's got great energy going. Shot the ball well early on and has only gotten more buckets to keep his mojo going. Meanwhile, Carter Jr. answers on the other end. Stoudemire back the other way and one.
Hey, remember those gold shoes that Michael Johnson had back in the '96 Olympics?
I do.
Man, we need to get some gold shoes out here because it's a track meet for real.
Yes, sir. Those Michael Johnson gold shoes, man. I was a bad man right there, man. Those gold shoes moving up the track.
My feet were too big to get a pair of gold shoes.
Say the Midas touch couldn't apply to your shoes, huh, bro?
Not at all.
Score 49-47. Now in favor of Lambert as we approach the 7-minute mark.
Interesting right here, this little horns action by Cardinal Newman right here. Trying to get, once again, Carter's backing it off. He said he looked like he want to go 1-4 low.
Ganote playing the type of defense to where Carter Jr., a guy that's keeping his head on his shoulders, but Ganote they're pulling the best out of each other there in that matchup.
Ooh.
Timely splash there, Bryson Earl. Earl nearly comes up with the steal. As O'Connor cleans up what he messed up, now coming the other way. A little bit of a touchy foul there against Austin Deckard. Be Deckard's 2nd foul.
Marcus, it's safe to say with 6:31 to go, this one's probably going to come down to the final possession.
Yeah. That's exactly how it's going. Tied up at 49 apiece. Chico Carter Jr. being guarded by Mitch Ganote. It's been a fun matchup to watch all game, and now in crunch time as we approach that, should be even funner to watch. Now here's Stoudemire on the switch.
Oh.
Thought Stoudemire was left. He found a way to poke that one away, slow things up a little bit. Earl. Good defensive possession there by Lambert. Still by McElwain. McElwain to Ganote. Now he'll get it to Stoudemire. They kick it out to Deckard. Poetry in motion there. That three just did not go. Here's McElwain attacking. Offensive foul, Shane O'Connor. I said he was bound to get one charge. He has two as he takes that one.
I thought that could have gone either way, but you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, he had to make that call. But we do have the benefit of replay.
We take another look at it. Like you said, it could go either way. Even with it slowed down, that's a bang-bang play. So for them having to make that play during game speed, not easy. Still tied at 49 apiece. Beetle with it, being guarded by Stoudemire.
One of the hardest things right here to defend is a 5-out motion, and that's what Cardinal Newman's in right now.
Even tougher to defend when Beetle can just stop, elevate, and pull up like he did there on that play. Ball tipped around, but somehow, right place, right time. Hammer lays it in.
Telling you, 51 apiece, and I mean, it's coming down to the last possession.
It is. Losing his footing there is Carter. Ball lands in the hands of Earl. Now back to Carter.
Big man's got to let him know when that screen's coming.
And you got to give Ganote credit.
Yes.
He's made it to where Chico Carter Jr. really has to work in order to make things happen out there.
Right. And also, I want to tip my hat right there to Andrew Hama, number 20, because he was able to take and give Colin Granger those minutes that he needed on the bench, having 3 fouls. Now he can come in here and play hard the last 4:40.
Great point. 51 apiece. Ganote gets it to Stoudemire, now back to Ganote. Here's McElwain. He's been feeling it. Said they'll run him off. Now here's Ganote splitting the defense and call for a travel.
Ball to the Cardinals. Cardinal substitution number 22, Daniel Dunn.
Looked like he was just aggressive on the catch. Got a nice step to me, but a traveling violation going against Ganote.
My parents always told me, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. That's why I was silent for 15 seconds.
Coach Bracco took that one on the chin. Just kind of let it go. Now it's 51-51 as we approach the 4-minute mark.
Very interesting move right here by Coach Dieter. Good timeout because he took Carter Jr. out the game with 4:10 left, a 51-51 game. He riding it out. I have some ice waiting for him after the game.
Yes, sir. So 3 minutes. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in this one. It'll be game 1 here at today's Peachtree Corners Invitational. Take a look at the schedule for the rest of the day. You've got the next one up. It'll feature St. Pius taking on Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley, they're coached by Cedric Lane. Last time he was here with Winona. In a great matchup. That was a classic here at this event as Winona and Justin Coleman, the sharpshooter, took on Jalen Brown and Wheeler at that time. Jalen Brown did a dunk where his head was even to the white board there on the backboard. Wow. That was a fun game to watch. But, yeah, St. Pius X versus Pinson Valley at 2:15 p.m. At 4 p.m., Jonesboro out of Georgia takes on Ben Smith out of North Carolina. Game 5 will feature Norcross versus Riverdale Baptist. They're in the Atlanta area versus Maryland, DMV area matchup. Game 6 is McEachern, Isaac Okoro, and that high-flying act and company take on Village Christian out of North Carolina. And last but not least, 9:15 p.m., Wheeler and McDonald's All-American E.J. Montgomery will take on high-flying Jalen LeCue and Christ School at 9:15 p.m. Eastern here on SUV TV.
Some great games, great matchups here. You know, get some popcorn, couple hot dogs, get you a Coke, watch some great games here.
Peachtree Corners Invitational has a slate all day. Under 4 minutes left to play. Tied at 51 apiece. O'Connor is taking a couple charges here in this one, making hustle plays to get them extra possessions. Chico Carter Jr. trying to cash in on this one. That's a 2.
Gonna have to change up how you defend that. Gonna have to change that up, because he's getting to that sweet spot right there from the free throw line on down. I mean, you either got to trap it or you got to just basically I try to maybe press an under one time and see if he can shoot that 3 over, but can't keep playing it the same way.
Otis made adjustments all game as needed. We'll see what he does with the most recent one. McElwain, ice cream. Jordan McElwain splashing from everywhere. Pass inside to Reedy. Reedy finishes through the contact, kind of looks at the official. Reedy, they haven't been giving you a call all game, and you haven't needed one with the way you've played, big fella. Keep rolling. 55-54. Ganote, a wide open look off the Deckard pass. Can't get it to go. Tipped around. And it'll be last touched by Granger.
Granger's foul trouble kind of put him in a position to where he hasn't been able to get into the flow of everything. But I tell you, I'm very impressed with how Patrick Reedy has just gone down there and just done yeoman's work. Hadn't complained about calls for the most part, unlike I would have if I was playing.
Reedy with it now. Now he'll hand it off. Carter Jr. Dunlap to Reedy. Carter Jr. now with it. Worked on by Ganote. Over to Dunlap. Patience being a virtue here for Cardinal Newman on this possession. That and good defense from Lambert. There's Beadle. Cutting around, Dunlap can't get the layup to go.
That was a great offensive possession. The only problem, they didn't get a chance to finish it.
In the nick of time.
Ooh.
Coach Bracco. Hey, Coach Bracco deserves a kudos, man. When they look back and they review the film there this week, I mean, that's not going to make most highlight reels, but from a coach's standpoint, a coach can appreciate that timely call.
Let me tell you something. Coach Dieter right there, he probably saying, boy, that's home cooking right there.
That is a tough one right there. Our buddy Sly, the sports guy, was here. That is two pet peeves that he voices during every game. It's the alternating possession on a jump ball call and having an alternating possession instead of jumping it out. And the next one is the ability for a coach to call the timeout instead of the players having to call it on the floor. I'm sort of indifferent. I see both sides. I think for the officials, they have to look at the action. Then they have to also keep the coach in mind, so I could see alleviating some of that load on their part. But also, if I'm a coach, I need that pocket veto in the form of a timeout.
Exactly. I'm okay either way, although I give the officials a hard time. I have 0 officials on my Christmas list.
or if you do, I can see you putting coal in the stocking.
And the closest one that would get on my Christmas list is Teddy Valentine. A lot of y'all who don't know him, Ted is he's probably driven more college coaches crazy than any official in the history of officiating in NCAA Division I basketball.
It turning his back on Barry thing. That was he caught me off guard with that. That was a first time seeing that one. Wrap around pass to Granger. He misses. Power dribble goes up on the other side of the rim. Misses that one too. Determined to get something out of it. And now he'll go to the line.
You know what? I'm proud of how he stayed on and played hard through that whole possession right there. Missed 2 bunnies, has an opportunity to knock him down from the free throw line.
And we mentioned Patrick Reedy giving the senior kudos for the job he's done on the inside. Colin Granger working hard as well, and just a sophomore.
You know, coming in, we said that it was going to probably nullify with the way they were getting up and down the floor. Both these guys, as well as Andrew Hama, they've done a great job today. Very impressed with them, being a former big guy myself.
Yeah, Granger, Reedy, and Hama said, yeah, okay, we're going to decide this thing down the stretch. We're going to be a part of that process. It's Granger, that size and then the ability to go and take care of business at the free throw line. 56-55. Lambert still with a 1-point advantage.
Once again, we said it's going to probably come down to the last possession.
Things are shaping up, and O'Connor, Shane O'Connor, the 5'10" senior guard. He's on the floor during crunch time for a reason.
And that's the reason why he's on the floor. Like I said before, you got to change something with how you handle that ball screen right there. Kept it the same way. You're putting the post guy in a no-win situation. Chance for a 3-point play.
Chance that he takes full advantage of, gets the free throw to go, now 56-58. McElwain gets it out of that corner. Skip pass over to Deckard. He'll launch a three. No good. Stoudemire. Offensive rebound, but we have a foul there on the loose ball. Foul going to go against Patrick Reedy.
That's an interesting call right there, but I tell you, I mean, that would have been maybe Stoudemire's, what, 9th or 10th offensive rebound?
At a very crucial time.
And there's been nobody blocking him out the whole game.
So Austin Deckard headed to the free throw line. Not the shooting night he normally has, but here in a position to just do what good shooters do at the line and on the perimeter, and that's just knock them down when it matters most. And gets that second free throw to go.
Just like we said, 58-58, 58-58. Getting close to the 1 minute mark left in the game right here. Gonna come down to the last possession.
Carter Jr. holding right now.
I don't think I would have given the ball up, but once again, that 5-out motion again.
Note doing a good job of ball denial. Coach Dieter gets the timeout.
It's a great timeout right there by Coach Dieter. Great timeout. You know what? I put him in that flat high ball screen again. See if Lambert does something differently, and it gets Carter Jr. going downhill. If they take and they overcommit defensively, you can have some penetration and kick for some wide open threes, or maybe a duck down to Reedy.
And Ganote's defense in those types of situations up to this point, you mentioned the need for some adjustments over the past few minutes, but in terms of his defense on ball of Carter up to this point, it's been crucial. You've seen him get his hands on a lot of passes, clean rips, deflections, really just being an all-out nuisance. He's going to have to do that here with about 43 seconds left on the game clock, tied at 58 apiece.
Exactly. One other thing I want to make a comment on. It's the first time I've seen Lambert outside of their gym. Lambert fans do a great job of traveling.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely do a good job. Got to remember that here in the future with some other events.
The Dead Red definitely makes his rounds into the various gyms. 58-58, Ganote comes up with another steal. Talked about his defensive prowess. Why not show you another real-life example here as Lambert has now taken a two-point advantage.
You can't throw that ice cream cone and expect good things to happen.
That's just nothing but gritty defense, and he's played it against a very elusive guard in a Chico Carter all contest. So timeout on the floor. We'll take one with him. When we get back, we'll bring you the final 37.2 of this one here at the PTC Invitational.
Face it, everywhere you look, there's a lot standing between you and your next car purchase. So take control.
And choose the award-winning dealerships of Jim Ellis.
Where it's your way, all the way.
Stop in for a VIP experience.
Or shop from home.
Search thousands of vehicles.
Discover your trade-in value.
Even decide your final sale price.
Without ever visiting the dealership.
Shop your way.
At JimEllis.com or visit any Jim Ellis dealership.
Jim Ellis Automotive.
Where you can always expect the best.
Norcross High School, home of the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational. Marcus Burnett joined by Coach Lewis Preston. Lambert and Cardinal Newman on the floor. Ganote with the steal and the layup to put Lambert up by 2. Chico Carter Jr. and Cardinal Newman trying to tie things up or possibly take the lead here. So Carter Jr., some contact on the play. No call made. He loses it out of bounds. Not happy with the call, but sort of shakes it off. Let's see what they do here. I'm sure they don't foul early on. They try to see if they can come up with a steal.
Got plenty of time.
Yep. Chico Carter Jr. trying to foul. So it looks like Coach Dieter is thinking, hey, we're just going to go ahead and and see if they can miss, or split a pair at the free throw line. I guess that's the route that they're looking to go.
Well, maybe they're going to try the trade 3 for 2, all depending here. They got enough time to do it.
Right.
Do they have enough shooters out there to get it done, though?
I think Coach Dieter kind of sizing up this Lambert team with the job that they've done, taking care of the ball for the most part, and their ability to spread the floor with a McElwain, a Stoudemire, or a Decker to Ganot. I guess he says, why waste 15, 20 seconds chasing our tail?
It's a great point. It's a great point.
Lead now 3, and Ganot makes it a 4-point advantage. Carter Jr. over to Beetle. That could be a big 3. And he cashes it in.
What did we say? What did we say at the free throw line?
Trade.
We're going to trade
3
3 for 3, 3 for 2.
And he made the trade, and he pulls Cardinal Newman to within 1, as you see Beetle with the southpaw stroke.
So now, from a coaching standpoint, 16 seconds to go in the game. Get the ball in. They're probably going to look to foul right away. He goes down and knocks down both the free throws. Once again, this 3 could tie the game. From a coaching perspective, I think you either got to go, as a coach, I called it 44 down. You switch everything. You cannot give up a 3. And if it's a 3, you better have your hand up and it better be contested, but not to foul. You can live with a 2, and it's going to be very interesting to see what Coach Bracco does. Is he drawing up something to switch everything, or is he drawing up something to stay the same and say they got to make the shot to beat us? It'll be very interesting here.
And there, it just underscores Ganot's presence on the defensive end, because he had a rare slippage there to where Carter Jr. was able to get by him, and then once the help came, he was able to find an open Beetle. But it makes you appreciate the job he's done up to this game, because he's limited those types of opportunities for Cardinal Newman just with his on-ball defense.
And then he's helped some other guys be able to get into passing lanes and take and use that defense to create offense for him. 16
seconds. Lambert gets it into Stoudemire Jr. They're just looking to defend instead of fouling. And it's going to be Cardinal Newman's ball. So they're going to say that when Beetle deflected it, he deflected it off of Stoudemire. Stoudemire not happy with the call. Ganot asked the other official to help him out.
Wow.
But it's Cardinal Newman's ball. They're along the baseline. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Philip Dieter. Interesting turn of events there. Coach Dieter doing a great job coaching. Knew when to go with the foul. Like you said, trade the 2 for the 3. But there, didn't say, hey, let's see if we can turn them over first instead of making it look like we fouled.
But once again, Stoudemire made 2 crucial mistakes. Caught the ball too close to the baseline. Then he used his dribble, picked it up 94 feet from the basket, and then there was no movement from other guys to come back to the ball. So you've always got to be thinking 1 or 2 steps ahead right there. Hopefully it doesn't come back and bite him here in the last 12.1 seconds.
We will see. We're giving Ganot credit for what he's done defensively, but Chico Carter Jr. is a guy that even with that great defense still has 20+ and is still capable of being a game-time root kind of guy in this sort of situation.
I will say this has been a very good basketball contest, 2 evenly matched teams, and you couldn't ask for a better way to start the day here at the Peachtree Corners Invitational.
Couldn't agree more. We are out of the timeout. Shane O'Connor along the baseline to inbound it. 12 seconds on the clock. O'Connor nearly had that one poked away. Stoudemire guarding Carter Jr. Carter Jr. right at Granger, muscles that one up. It won't go. Ball being tipped around right to Beetle. Beetle shoots his elbow. Jumper, no good. McElwain with the rebound. And that is going to do it. The Lambert Longhorns hold on to get one against Cardinal Newman and start things off for today.
As the basketball gods say, sometimes you just got to be living right. Lambert is living right there, because I'm telling you, that ball went in and came right back out. And they got the offensive rebound and another opportunity to score. Great game.
Great game. Lambert gets the W. Cardinal Newman, nothing to hang heads about. They move on to 17-4, while Lambert moves on to 15-4. Thanks for joining us here on SUV TV. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Coach Lewis Preston. We'll catch you up here for the next matchup, St. Pius versus Pinson Valley.